What's up, everybody? It's your girl Erica from the Classy Climb blog, coming to you guys today talking about The Empire Strikes Back. That's right. I know you guys were looking for me to come on today and talk about a few things. But before I do that, if you're new to this channel and this is your first time here, my name is Erica Williams, author of the Classy Climb blog and the Smartphone Millionaire, how to invest in people, businesses, and real estate from the palm of your hand. I manage 1.9 million, actually soon to be double that number, but 1.9 million so far in assets across multiple states and also the form of semi-trucks. Right now, there are many people who are wondering, what does the Empire Strike Back mean? Well, first, if you could hit the like button on this channel, give me some engagement, and also drop in your city and state. I like to know where everybody is and where my classy climbers are coming from, because guess what? Not once, not twice, but 7 times in the past 2 weeks, classy climbers in other states have helped me with every single rental property I have in over 4 states. So I want to thank those in North Carolina, South Carolina, Cleveland, and Detroit. You are the classy climbers MVPs. Okay, so first thing first, Empire Strikes Back. I want to talk to you guys about the fact that California and New York, as predicted, as I said on this show 2-3 years ago, and continue to say, you can go back and check the video image and data, that people were going to be leaving California in droves and New York. People had already went ahead and told their accountants, told their lawyers, told their family, put it in documentation, put it in writing, that they were leaving said states years ago. This isn't information I just pulled out of nowhere. People were literally telling their accountants, go ahead and start transferring my documentation, start putting my business in another state because I'm out of here. So this is data people been know, right? Why? First things first, people are gonna say, it's the high cost of living. Yeah. Also, it's policies. It's not just high cost of living. Some people who make a lot of money are okay with high cost of living because you're gonna make more in California, technically on paper. Like a lot of times people fight moving from Texas to North Carolina in engineering and in tech companies because they go, you take a pay cut. I go, no, you're going to a place where homes are on average 150,000. On average, homes are 250,000 here in Austin, Texas. And then on average in California, they're like $1 million. So it looks like you're losing money, but you're not. And honestly, when they can't vote or don't feel there's hope for them to fight in their battleground states, they vote with their feet. It's a very common thing. It's not unpopular. They vote with their feet. Now, I want to bring back a few points. I've watched a little bit of everybody today in the background as I've been working with staff. BGS Igmore, Bull Boom Bear Buzz, Glendy Cameron, Kevin Samuels. I've checked back and touched into some of the different channels. I even watched some stock and information options channels today, kind of just playing in the background. And it made me kind of touch point again that what I said was true, is just verifying it. Now, many of you are saying, well, Erica, you not going to talk about Abbott saying y'all got to wear masks? No, because me and my staff went into Walmart. We went into Lowe's. We went and got supplies for the second office, and people weren't wearing masks. I mean, it literally says on the front door, don't come in if you don't got no mask. And then you go in and everybody's not wearing masks. You know, you're driving around, nobody wearing masks. You at restaurants, nobody wearing masks. It's a little crazy out here. All right. So I'm going to pick on a few parts tonight, and feel free to hit the dislike button because I'm going to hit it. I'm going to talk about the middle class, the spinster class, low income, delusional class, and yes, the single men category. Oh, single men. Yeah, right. So I'm also going to talk about landlords. There's a few things I want to touch on, and you guys can see this for yourself. This is, I don't make these numbers up. This is pure data that I get from the data of the internet. I hope you're ready. Okay. So first things first. In 2016, I was sharing on this channel, and you can go back and check that video out, where they had made a Boomtown list. And I had said, this list is already outdated because the towns on the list have already been booming for 5 to 10 years. By the time they made this list, it's already been booming. KG, listen, you fall into the player pimps of South Carolina. I don't know, one of those two. I want to read to y'all that list from 2016 and show you how off it was. Number 1 is Austin, Texas. Number 2 is Salt Lake City, Utah. Number 3 is San Jose, California. Number 4 is Denver, Colorado. Number 5 is Raleigh, North Carolina. Number 6 Houston, Texas. 7, Dallas, Texas. 8, San Antonio, Texas. Texas. Okay. Number 9, San Francisco. Number 10, Oklahoma City. Number 11, Nashville. Number 12, Charlotte. Number 13, Minneapolis, Minnesota. And that's something, right? Now, this is from 2016. Okay, this is the predictions and the trends and the data they were seeing. Now, 4 years later, now that the data is officially in, San Francisco's bleeding people left and right. Not just because of Rona, but before this, the prices were sky high. California, parts of New York, Brooklyn, and Bronx, and Manhattan are losing people. Okay, here's what's the list today. Right, this is the current list today. Number 1, Austin, Texas. Duh. And these are towns that are booming, thriving, and projected to craziness in the future. Okay. Number 1, Austin, Texas. Number 2, Raleigh, North Carolina. Number 3, Nashville, Tennessee. Number 4, San Antonio, Texas. Number 5, Houston, Texas. Number 6, Washington, D.C. Number 7, Dallas, Texas. Ding, 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 right? Number 8, Charlotte, North Carolina. What happened in that 4 years? What happened in that 4 years when you started seeing, oh yeah, no more Minneapolis, that's negative. They're selling homes left and right. What you saw years ago, and I had kept telling people, and they're like, oh, Erica, you're exaggerating, was Raleigh, North Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina, Nashville, and Austin, Texas kept being in the news. I made it very clear when I flipped the coin almost many years ago before I moved here and I was breaking up out of an engagement to get married, I flipped the coin and it was either Nashville, Tennessee or Austin, Texas. The demographics were very close, except for the African-American population is closer to, was at the time, keyword at the time, 30% in Nashville, and the Hispanic population switched it out for Black. The Hispanic population was 30% in Austin. What that allowed me to do is make a decision based on trends. Where could I go and thrive? And one of the things people have to understand is you are not a tree. You can pick up and leave any day now. Many people don't want to hear this because it messes the apple cart up, right? I've already told you the statistics that IRS, this is the government, when you do your taxes, 88% of men and women live within 1 hour drive time of their mother. So the IRS has been in your business for years anyway. They just started doing some little data. Oh, wait. Boom, 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 her kids. Boom, 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 her kids. Boom, 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 her kids. And started realizing that the 88% of Americans live within an hour of her mother. Now, what does that mean? That means for me, why do people keep investing in Detroit? Why do they keep investing in Cleveland? Why do they keep investing in Columbus, Ohio? What's else on this list? That's crazy places. You know, Oklahoma City, right? This was from 2016's list. All those are pretty good though. But, you know, even Minnesota at the time. Because at some point your parents get old and they will either do one or two things. They will move to where you are or they will stay where they are. So this is why when I talk about the importance of your parents, where your parents want to live, where your kids go to school, and who they interact with matters. Why does it matter? Because we already see if Mama Joe decides to live on this side of town, her son's going to live somewhere within an hour of that side of town. Somewhere within an hour of that county. So even I have people right now, I know right now a guy from Mississippi, he's like, there's no jobs there. There's no opportunity there. Him and his whole family moved here. His mom moved back within a year. And they go, Mom, come back here to Austin. It's so great. Now they live in Hutto. And I ain't telling their business, but I am. They're like, Mom, why are you there? Well, I'm from here. I love here. I don't want to leave here. You know, I go to church here. Again, so now they have to dedicate every other weekend or so flying and driving to Mississippi because the siblings have so many kids, and common sense would say, hey, if grandma just moves here, we can all see grandma. People will not desert their family. Like they will go back towards their family. That's just natural instinct, okay? No matter what people say, that's natural instinct. Why is it important? If you're in any of those states and you haven't made the decision to thrive, you're going to be in a world of hurt. Now, I told you guys the other day on the show, when I was here in Austin, Texas, I kept having a foot in North Carolina. Like, I'm checking the news. I'm reading about investments. I'm doing all this stuff. And I'm like, stop, Erica. You have to choose a state. You have to decide where you want to be and go all in that focal direction, right? That focus. And I said, I'm going to be here. And my business 10x. I was in a mastermind with some people who were from here. They are business owners here. Every person who did the same thing I did, I'm going to be in Texas and I'm a 10x on Texas. Every single one of those businesses have boomed. There's only one guy in our small mastermind from here in Austin that literally went home. Why? Because his parents, one fell down, broke a hip, one had a stroke. He was already leaning on the fence and went back. So now he's in some small town outside of Chattanooga, which Chattanooga is still thriving, trying to do what? Do big business things in a small town. It's possible. You can make it happen, but it's rough. It's really rough. So part of why I keep bringing these up to y'all is data. I know data, okay? And when I hear the echo chambers, which that's what they are, they're echo chambers, because if you like one video, you'll fall into a rabbit hole of several videos. So even when I'm teaching my YouTube class on Wednesday and I go check out my individual students' videos, for training purposes and talking with them, I have to immediately after I leave the class, go look at 10 different other videos. Because if not, YouTube will start feeding me everything that was under those students' videos. This is how I know people get this confirmation bias, where they keep finding things that reinforce their thought process. Now, other night on Kevin Samuels, my friend Andre Hatchett flew out a young lady after 10 days of talking. He flew to her, she flew to him, all kind of, making it move, making it happen. And people were like, that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. He said, what are people who are interested in each other supposed to do? Just talk on the phone, just text each other to death? No, real people of action take action. That's just life. And there's natural cycles. Now, here's the crazy part. People are saying, no, that's not possible. All women are bad. All men are bad. All this craziness in these echo chambers. But guess what? As my aunts and uncles used to say, one day you're going to get old. All right? You live long enough, you're going to get old now. And what I'm seeing right now on YouTube across several videos, I'm talking about physical, fitness, food, vegans, travel people, van life, all of them. They're moving into houses. Houses, not apartments, not little hole in the walls, houses. You can go check out 15 different people on fitness channels. They're moving into houses. Moving into houses. Okay? How is that possible? Because everybody gets old. There are several travel YouTubers right now who I know, because I'm in different Facebook groups, who have moved back to the United States, bought a house, and been living here for a while. They just have so many pictures that they have 365 days worth of pictures of travel because they have sponsorships they have to honor out there. They've already planned next year. 2020, they had to go back because 2020 was so crazy and change the captions and descriptions of all the pictures they had already pre-planned. Pre-planned, y'all. This is how people have 7, 8, 9-figure businesses. Well, not 9, but you know what I mean. 7 and 8-figure businesses is because of planning and systems and managers. You can be a visionary, but it's hard to be the visionary and the manager. So what happened in these groups? People get older. And I'm not talking about old as molasses. I'm talking about some of these people are 30, 31, 32. There's an Asian guy called Go Fluke something. He's notoriously known for having a small little apartment, Asian guy, buff, girlfriend. There is a demographic on YouTube right now. If you're an Asian male, even a half white Asian, half black, whatever, Asian male, and you shoot guns or you do fitness or you do prepper, security, all that stuff, your numbers are through the roof. They do conferences, they do meetups, they do gatherings, they do seminars, through the roof. This isn't just Barbell Brigade with Bart Kwan in California. This is a ton of them. A technical guy in California, another technical guy who's over a shooting class in Arizona. half Asian. It's a big demographic. Why? Because you had a big push of Asians come to America. You have Texas full of Koreans, full of Koreans, full of Japanese, full of Chinese here. Literally, we have compounds, Chinese compounds here in Texas. We've talked about that before. And they're winning. They're winning that demographic. Okay? People have natural cycles. All right? Natural cycles where they do certain things, have children, move, progress. Most people are not Brad Pitt. Let's just be honest with ourselves, okay? Most people aren't Brad Pitt. Most people aren't George Clooney. Guess what? George Clooney married a woman in her 30s, in his 50s. What? No way, not George Clooney. Yeah, George Clooney married a woman in her 30s, almost mid-30s, like 34 when he was in his 50s. Had 20-year-old girlfriends forever, married 30-something. Now, I know, look at me coming with these facts. How dare I? People are living a delusional fantasy that, hey, you know what's going to happen? In 20 years, I'm going to make so much more money and I'm going to be so buff. I'm going to be like the chocolate brown Mr. T that I'm going to go get a 20-something when I'm 50. Yeah. Societies don't run well like that. Now, has it always happened? For sure. Communities have always run like that, right? But not a whole community deciding we're all going to wait till we're 20 and then we're going to get married, right? We're going to all wait till we're 50 and then get married, because you still have this huge number of unwed mothers out here. Okay. So somebody lying in that equation, right? Somebody lying. Okay. Oh yeah. And don't let me like lower George Clooney's wife. George Clooney's wife is in her 30s and is like an award-winning woman that has multiple medals. And I know people act like, well, that doesn't matter, it's how she looks. Again, these are from people who are in the delusional category, low-income delusional category. Why am I bringing this up? Right now, you guys may have seen a picture of me looking at apartments to buy, C-listed apartments in Dallas. And they're like, why are you looking at apartments? You know, everybody ain't paying their rent. It's a crime out here. They're falling through the roofs. And it's like, no, every apartment complex that we've surveyed and looked at have 88% to 95% people paying the rent. 95% of people paying the rent in a 300-unit place? Pretty daggone good. And also you have to remember, there's two things going on in our society. You're going to have people who do the move up, which I've talked to y'all about, how I went and looked at 49 houses off golf courses. And all of them have been either bought or leased like that, okay? Because people are doing what? They're moving up while they can afford to. They're moving up while they can buy things. They're moving up while they can qualify. Now then you have this other sector that goes down. Now what does this mean? They go down and they go, I can hold this. Does that make sense? I can hold this $1,000 rent. I can hold this $1,200 rent. I can hold this $800 rent. If something go wrong, I still got enough money to pay that. I can do like a part-time job and still pay it mentality. So the C apartments we were looking at, which we call C because they're 1980s and they have cracks, one of the guys touring it with us, older white guy, you probably never lived anywhere less than very shiny and nice and expensive, was like, there's so many cracks in the buildings. There's so many cracks in the buildings. And me, Terry, and other people were like, yes, normal, settling. But how are they in there? I mean, oh my God, are they scared? And we're sitting there looking at him like, oh, no, this is a nice 1980s apartment with new carpet and new refrigerators. Class B, Class C, like this is normal. We even went to the other apartment complex and they had updid it. They had renovated it. They had some nice carpet and stainless steel appliances. Still look like 1980s apartments with the paint on the wall and the ceilings that are still popcorn ceilings, but just new fans, right? And I'm kind of giggling because I've lived in those apartments before. And I could see this whole community was full of Indian Americans. Every car was a Toyota Camry or a minivan that was older. And even the engineers on the tour with us were joking like, oh my God, it's full of Indian engineers over here. They probably think they're winning at life right now. They've come to America. They live in a great apartment. It's got stainless steel appliances. They winning. They making money. Their car's paid off. This is my steamer. Y'all ask every video, and every video I tell you, it's the Hey Dewey steamer for your face and your nose. I gotta fight the Rona, baby. So anyway, it's math. It's just math, right? You need somewhere to live. You're gonna pay your rent. This whole thing of nobody's paying their rent. No, nobody's paying their rent. That's not true. It's just not true. Okay. Yep, Irving. Yep, that's where we were. We were in Irving and Las Colinas. And so another thing that leads me to is when I hear people, and this is where I'm going to go with this. Don't beat me up, but I got to go here. Low income delusional class. Being careful. Very careful here. Oh, ain't no jobs over here, man. Ain't no jobs. And I drive 2 miles down the street. There's all kind of jobs. Well, you know, I don't want them kind of jobs. But you ain't got no job, man. I talked to a man who was a truck driver. We were getting ready to hire him, and he's in North Carolina. He said, man, ain't no jobs out here. Ain't no opportunities out here. And I said, well, what do you do? I used to work at a warehouse, you know, drive a forklift. You know, now I'm driving trucks, but I don't want to drive too much. I want to be able to be home every other weekend. And I was sitting there like, North Carolina's full of jobs. Charlotte, where he was from, is full of jobs. It's just you have low skills and low expectations. Now, I know people are going to watch this channel and be like, Erica, why are you always knocking on the low income people? I'm not knocking, baby. I used to deliver pizzas. I used to work with people that were getting on my nerves, okay? I know, because I would hear them talk about delusional stuff. I would see young men buy BMWs and then next day have to put the Papa John's topper on the BMW. I've been there. I've worked with those people. I remember working as a waitress at Logan Steakhouse, and all the cooks in the back making $15 an hour were getting Camrys. What do you call them? Chargers when they first came out? Getting Dodge Chargers and pickup trucks. And you're sitting there like, well, baby, you only make $15 an hour. What you doing? Living with roommates, 4 or 5 dudes deep, living the dream. It's delusional. It's delusional. And this is where you get this echo chamber of, we need living wages. We need living wages. Now, what does living wage really mean? And everybody, if you could, hit the like button. There's 270 people in here. Let's hit the like button. If you can't, if you're enjoying this stream, drop a 1 in the comments so I at least know you're enjoying the stream and I can continue. If you don't like it, you don't like it, let me know. Drop a 1 in there so I know. All right, we're going to keep going. Y'all drop some 1s. Good. Okay. So the living wage argument is kind of the argument that I'm hearing out of Charlotte. They need affordable rent. And I go, what's affordable rent in Charlotte? And you pretty much get to people saying, well, I need rent to be about $400. I'm not joking. They've surveyed people. You guys can go Google this on your own free time. I ain't got to make this stuff up. And they surveyed people and they asked them what was affordable rent in Charlotte. Folks were like $400. Where, baby? It's the same thing in Atlanta where people are like, yeah, you know, the good old days, 1990, freak neat. $400? Let's do the math on that while we at it, okay? So $400, for you to think rent is reasonable at $400, which means you probably make $10 an hour. What do you make at the end of the month? I'm not joking, y'all. I'm being for real. $400. This is many. You can go Google this, Business Insider, several articles. I was getting ready to put them up, but I want y'all to hear this, okay? Okay. Now, $400. If you're making $10 an hour, how much do you make a month? Somebody throw it in the chat for me. If you make $10 an hour, how much do you make a month? And if you make $15 an hour, how much do you make a month? I want those answers in the chat. Look, listen. Okay, y'all know. Put it in the chat. How much is it? If you, okay, 1,600, 1,600, 1,600 minus taxes, okay? Imagine you make $15 an hour times, okay, you make $15 an hour. What is that? What is $15 an hour? Somebody put in the chat. I just want to double check myself. I just want to make sure we all on the same page talking. I want to, because I just want y'all to understand what the average person thinks is fair, right? This is not me saying it's fair. This is what people who have been surveyed think is, come on, Kramer, is fair. Okay, that's right. $2,400. Listen, exactly, before taxes. Before taxes. Now you're talking about $15 an hour. You're a cook somewhere making $15 an hour, $2,400. So when you ask them what's fair, and someone says 400, I immediately know they make probably 16, probably $10 an hour job. You know, if rent was reasonable, it'd be great. So now let's say for the sake of argument, the average person in Charlotte makes $2,500 a month. Let's just say for argument. Let's say times 25% of that would be $600 rent. $600 rent would be 25% of their income. Let's even go lower, okay? Let's even go lower. Let's say they were stuck paying 40% of the rent, which is dangerous. It's dangerous, but it's up there. 40% of their income going to rent would be $960. I wish I could share my screen. So why am I saying this? Why am I talking about this? Because the average person, when you talk to them about $1,000 a month apartment, they get angry. They're like, why are these apartments so much? Because your pay is so low. Well, who got these jobs making all this money? I've heard that saying so many times. I've been to where my friend and I lived at, and her house went from $280,000 to $400,000 the next year and a half when she sold it and got married. Honey, people were going to open houses upset. People would walk by and be like, these prices are too high. And you go, for who? The people who are buying them aren't saying they're too high. Do you understand? $1,000 is the base for decent living. I mean, I'm serious. Basically, AJ, look at this. In California, I pay $1,800 for one bedroom. Yeah. And when I was at the Afrotech, there were many people there saying, yeah, I got 2-bedroom, me and my roommate, we pay about $2,800, $3,300, crazy prices. Exactly. And you can still get $800, $900 in Texas. Like, I can go show y'all some places. If we're talking about brand new construction homes, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, $1,700 monthly rent, right? I'm for real. This is crazy. So this is why people, when I meet them in Pflugerville, I meet a lot of African Americans in Pflugerville, and I always see their license plate. I always want to see where they're from, because I'm like, nah, they ain't from Texas. Ohio, Pennsylvania, Maryland, DC, Virginia, and they be moving. Why? Because they'll see on the computer a house is $220,000. A house is a couple years ago. A house is $180,000. I'm out. I can work from home. This has been a trend. This has been a trend. Okay. Now, so when people said, Erica, people ain't paying their rent, I said, not for long, because they're going to realize they ain't got nowhere to go. There's no cheaper rent out here. It ain't happening. Okay. Now, what happened? Now, someone said on their channel, and I'm not going to say they're incorrect. He may know some places I don't know. But the average apartment complex right now is doing this thing where you can only use your debit card or a credit card. You can only let them eat, or you can't even put a check. You can't even do a check. You have to let them go directly to your bank account. Why were people in such uproar in Texas because of this? I've already told you 47% of people don't have banks, or they're underbanked, or they're using it to cash check in place, or they got account issues. Half the truckers ain't got no daggone bank accounts. So if you tell them at the apartment complex, the only place you can rent is if we draft it from your bank account, or you can use your debit card and pay 4%. Okay. Or you can use your credit card and pay some extra fees. So people were what? Upset. But think about how bad it has to be that you can't let an apartment complex draft directly from your bank account. Think about that. Okay. Now, even if you pay $1,200 in rent, Let me tell you what 4% is on that. And that's a credit card. That's $48. So you paying $1,048 every month for your rent. Okay? Here's what happens when you use a credit card. You paying, I think it was like 8%. You paying $96 on that. 96. So people are in an uproar every year. If we pay, and this lady wrote a little article, if you pay $100 every month to your apartment complex times 12 months, you're paying an additional $1,200. She's right. You are. But they have to cover fees and you have to cover fees, right? So I want you to understand, instead of saying, how can we get out of this $400 rent dream? What job do I need? Where do I need to go? Right? And I hate to even agree with this because I don't think it's lack of education. I think it's lack of people's ability to focus. Huh? You know what I mean? Thank you, I guess. Thank you. I don't know. I don't know what happened, but people don't trust banks. People won't leave money in banks. I remember talking to this, I was talking to this guy about funding, and he was like, well, we want to see you leave about 10% in your account. I said, in my checking? In my savings account? No, not operating account. For what? Every dollar got to come in here, got to go to work. And he started laughing. He's like, yeah, I know, but for the bank, you just got to leave 10% in there. I said, in my savings or my checkings? In your checkings. I said, for what? Right? They can't even explain it to you. They make these rules that make no sense, but it was funny. So today I was talking with a guy because I'm refinancing one of my properties in North Carolina because, sometimes your girl need cash, okay? And he was like, I was going back and forth. I was like, look, dude, I got to get out the car. I run a business. My truckers are waiting on me. I got to go do something. Well, you're being kind of hostile, ma'am. I said, what did you say? You're being kind of hostile. I said, let me correct you, sir. I'm a business owner with 3 businesses that make $1 million. I don't care if you think I'm being hostile. Now, I want you to go put your supervisor on the phone because you're taking too damn long. It was supposed to be 5 minutes. Now you've been on the phone talking to me for 20 minutes. You're not an underwriter. You're the person before I speak to the underwriter, and you need to get off the phone. Boy, he was like, ma'am, I'm so sorry. I apologize. I wasn't trying to be ugly. And you know what I say? I said, dude, it's you New Yorkers that talk like this. Now, that man was upset. Well, what do you mean, us New Yorkers? Now, I wasn't calling him, I wasn't saying Jewish, I wasn't saying Italian, I wasn't saying any of that. I just said, you New Yorkers, you have a tendency to be rude. And he said, oh, I hate that you put that out there. I just said you were being hostile. I said, sir, this whole call, you've been the only one hostile. Come on now. I'm a very busy person and you're wasting my time. Move me on to the next person. I made my complaint. He apologized. I don't want your apology. I want you to respect my time when I'm on the phone. Okay? Hostile? Let me show you hostile. Show you some pew, pew, pew in your life. Anyway. Uh-oh, look at that. Honey, living the dream. My mortgage is $313. He said his mortgage is $313, but to rent his place is $2,400. That's right. That's why renters be losing. Listen, here's the funny part. There's several articles where people are testing positive and negative in under a 24-hour period. And I get it. You New Yorkers are like, we stayed in our houses. Texas, you got the Rona. Ha ha. It's like, honey, it's so sad. Look at you. Oh, you're so jealous of Texas. That's sad, baby. But we out here, baby. LP, he literally called me hostile. I was like, baby, you ain't seen hostile. I'm not kissing your ass. You are not the underwriter. Get off the phone now. This is actually true. Ollie Brooks. People will spend hundreds in moving fees, deposit fees, and the hassle to move to a different apartment complex for $100 cheaper rent every year. Make it make sense. Exactly. Exactly. You paying the mover 400, you get in the truck, you throwing your back out, you moving up and down the stairs. Come on, man. Come on. Listen, he won't passionate. He was about to get a passionate foot in his butt. Had to hurt his feelings. I think he was implying that I was calling him Jewish. I was like, no, I said New Yorker. Let's keep it very 100. Never that. Never that. So part of what I want to bring up as I finish that out, sorry. I wrote my little notes. Sorry about that. But anyway, back on what I was saying is there is a advertisement push to these people, right? Right? Whether it's subconscious or not, move to Florida, move to Texas, move, and everything will be magical. Now, people may act like this is some weird thing I'm talking about, but the truth is, don't we all remember in the early 90s where everybody wanted to move to Atlanta and Georgia, and they wanted to move from New York to Raleigh and North Carolina because down there you can get cheap rent, or they want to move to Florida, Orlando. It was a lot of people trying to move to Florida back in the 1990s. This is not uncommon. This is a cyclical thing. This will go over and over and over again, where people, again, everybody and their mom is like, New York will feed Florida for years. California will feed Texas, unfortunately, for years. Ohio will feed South Carolina for years. And yes, North Carolina is still cheap. South Carolina is still cheap. Nashville is astronomical. And I have a feeling we're going to go down that route of Nashville. And so when everybody I talked about, when I talk to everybody, I'm like, y'all, you better get to owning some rentals. You better get to owning something in Austin, because you ain't going to be able to own about 5 to 10 years from now. You're not going to be able to own anything. It's going to be like California, and everybody's like, oh, no, it won't, man. No way. Talk to musicians who moved out of Austin because they used to be so happy for $400 hooker hotel rent in Austin back in the day. Girl, my back is still hurting, but that's why I'm in the standing desk, standing up. But it's being marketed to. Now, here's the thing you're being marketed. Let me just go here. Single men on YouTube. This isn't a MGTOW moment. No, it's not. This is a go Google what to wear, Alpha Man channel, the fragrances. There's like 3 or 4 black dudes who have millions of views on what fragrances to spray on your body as a man. What to wear over 40, how to get abs over 40, how to get your groove back after 40, what supplements to take after 40. It's a whole men segment. Now, how do I know this? Why am I paying attention to this? I'm in several Facebook groups and several masterminds where guys are literally coming up with vitamins and supplements and concoctions to sell to men, single men and divorced men. Like, there's several guys who are coming up with like, hey, are you a divorced man? Let me get 45 seconds of your time. I got this thing for you to help you get your testosterone up, make you feel good, and make you make more money. I mean, literally help you get the woman of your dreams. I mean, like, I'm in 4 groups where that's all they're doing is figuring out how to sell to men. Who has money? Who's on YouTube looking at stuff? Men, right? This Andre Hatchett always said, how to get the woman. Andre says it the funniest I've ever seen, how to get the woman. And it's literally, it's a whole demographic. It's a whole sector they're selling to. And that's why I keep trying to get y'all to understand, like, if you're not trying to start a business right now, if you're not trying to get in tech, if you're not trying to sell something, I don't understand. Because there's just money falling out of the sky. Now, yes, honey. Somebody said Atlanta's full of wannabes. North Carolina's full of people who moved to North Carolina when they were 5 years old. I'm from New York. When did you leave New York? In high school? Nah, when I was 5 years old. I'm sorry. And I'd be like, when you were 5 years old, you've been in North Carolina 12 years of your life. If you don't shut your ass up, you're from North Carolina. That's the funniest thing. Every time I meet somebody, either in Atlanta, and I'd be like, where are you from? New York. I'd be like, oh man, when'd you move down to? I'm getting all excited. I'm about to hear some New York stories. And I'm like, when you moved down to North Carolina? Man, since I was 4 years old. Man, if you don't shut your ass up. It's the funniest shit I've ever heard in my life. I'm really serious, y'all. It's a weird thing. I can't even explain it. California folk don't even do it. California be like, I'm from California. Or I'm from California. And they hear them going with the conversation. Only New Yorkers are like, I'm from New York. What's up? Anyway. Listen. Buy all the acres. Buy it, engineer lifestyles. I'm trying to get 40, 50, 60 acres. Look, Matt, the mortgage guy, it's true. Yo, I'm from New York. And you're like, oh, baby, tell me about New York. I've been here since I was 4. So like I was talking about going to see the Christmas tree in New York, right? I'm like, I'm so excited. I want to go see the Christmas tree in New York, Da, 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 da. Everybody from New York is like, do not come. It's terrible. It's shoulder to shoulder. It's a tourista jam. Don't come. And but people who I'm from New York, they're 5, 6, 7 years old, been in North Carolina. I asked them, they're like, totally go. It's just funny as crap, man. It's super funny. Haircut videos. Yep. They're selling it to men. Again, you make sales to the audience that has money. Yes. Again, this is true. Mr. Classic on IG sells cologne, has meetups for guys and ladies in 40 years old in Atlanta. I wish I could share my screen right now. There was an event in Atlanta. My YouTube class, we talked about it. It was called Sip and Touch. Let me say that again. Sip and Touch. In the middle of Rona. They had an event called Sip and Touch. You come, you sip wine. There would be surplus men and women you could do massages to. Sip and Touch. Learn how to massage. Go look this up on Eventbrite. Don't take my word for it. Don't leave the video right now, but definitely write it on a piece of paper and go see I'm not lying. It's a thing called Sip and Touch in Atlanta. So again, if in the middle of Rona, a woman can make an event called Sip and Touch and sell out, people are about getting out of the house right now. They ain't caring about no Rona. This is true. This is true. I love when people are like, they were born in New York as a baby and been in North Carolina since 2 years old. It's crazy. Listen, Sip and Touch. Sip and Touch. Y'all go look that up on your own. I'm gonna stop talking about it. Okay, now, second, that's a single men's class they're selling to. There's a spinster class. I know, Erica, don't go there, but I got to go there. I wouldn't be doing right if I didn't talk about the spinster class. What is a spinster class? Right now on the internet, you're seeing a lot of Karens have a spinster moment where they're mad or irritated about something. Hey, you're going to listen to me. I'm watching several videos of middle-aged women, single, standing in the middle of bike trails, standing in the middle of people's cookouts and picnics and bothering little children and saying, no, you're going to listen to me. What we would call in our modern day busy bodies. Busybodies who need something to do. Busybodies who need to go somewhere. Busybodies who are not attached to a family. Now, if you look at American history or you look at English history as well, you always had spinsters. It's not a big thing. And you also had a class of unmarried men. They called them certified bachelors. You can look this up. I didn't make this word up. It is called, he's certified bachelor. And it didn't mean he was a 007. It meant he's a little weird. He by himself, or nobody wants to marry him. He's just a certified bachelor. Sometimes it meant good things. A lot of times it meant bad. And so even in the South, when you had, and this is where the terms kind of changed in the 1960s and 50s, you had gay people and they called it certified bachelor. Well, he's a certified bachelor. Right? Because what would be people's natural intent? Well, let me go hook him up with somebody. And people be like, oh, no, he's a certified bachelor. Leave him alone. Okay? Certified. Okay? right? So you had a spinster class, and we used to be able to call people spinsters. You can't anymore, right? You had some of the best school teachers. You had some of the best nurses. You had some of the best people in the world be spinsters. And they lived in boarding houses with other women and they stayed there and that was their life. Or they assisted the family. What does that mean? Back in the day, hospitals weren't that great. Medical care wasn't the best. So sometimes you'd have a woman have a baby and she just wasn't very well. And this is very documented. You can go look this stuff up. She just wasn't well for the next 20 years. She was just always kind of sickly. Medicine in the 1920s, I don't know, right? So they had the aunt who stayed there, helped with the children. You had midwives. You had these women who were busy. They were busy doing something. They either assisted the family, because that was the hierarchy. They assisted the church. They assisted the schools, because children needed to be taught by somebody, because mom was at home laying down. They assisted somebody, okay? So now you have these people in our society, unfortunately, you have these certified bachelors who are just like, I'm going to get a hot model. 59 years old, no money, but I'm going to get a hot model. As soon as I get old enough, I'm going to get a hot model. And then you have these spinsters who are the Karens and busybodies of our society. Unfortunately, you have some of these spinsters do what? They go into the military. I'm going to just say it. Just going to say it. Now, I'm not even going to knock it. My mom my mom did some modeling in North Carolina. If you've seen her, she did some dentistry modeling. She did some young people, skinny, size 2 black woman modeling. And I'm not even offended. People would see me and my sister and be like, y'all Nays kids? And I'd be like, oh my God, that hurts. But they would assume we were our other aunt's kids. Because clearly this woman is a hot mama, right? So anyway, people who've met my mom, you know what I'm talking about. She used to model. And so there is a thought process of women who go in the military, the kind of butch or something, or women that go into certain fields that they're this or that. We have a people who are not occupied. And I don't mean occupied with the family. I don't even mean occupied with the career. I mean just occupied with life. You had a people who in our society got assigned roles. Some of the reason, and I know Kevin Samuel touches on this, and I want to be clear, I'm not disagreeing with him that men have left the church, but part of the reason men have left the church is it used to be only men did stuff. Let me be very clear. You had youth pastors, you had security, the church men were security, could carry the pew, pew, pew. At some of the churches I've even been in Texas, you still have a group of men who, walk the perimeter, they're security. There's a church here called Austin Stone. People in Austin don't come after me with pitchforks, but their pastors even said it. Hey, ladies, thanks for helping, but I don't want you. I want the men. I want all these young men in here picking up chairs, cleaning, helping, making this place great. When you give people purpose and mission and make them in charge of people, they stay. Let me say that again. When you give people mission and purpose and leadership over people, they stay. Okay? Now, what are examples of spinster class? Because I know y'all thinking, Erica, you're making this up. Spinster class is the Hallmark movie. The Hallmark Channel is making so much money making these movies that they even built a studio, like Tyler Perry studio, not that big, but they built a studio. They give people 16 movie contracts. It's the same story over and over. Christmas time, they move to a small town, they get married, boom. And it makes a killing. It has its own thing on Roku. Okay, again, dogs, during the Rona, what happened to all the animal shelters around the United States? They ran out of dogs. What happened to the men's bicycling and right now in Texas? If you're in Texas, look it up on Academy Sports. Don't take my word for it. Type in Academy Sports and go look up bicycles. There's none for sale. They are waiting for it to be shipped to the store. They ran out of men's bikes the first month. Then they ran out of women's bikes, and then they ran out of kids' bikes. This isn't just Texas. This is also Pennsylvania. This is also Virginia and a couple other places. Go look it up. What's going on with the nation's bikes? I think that's the article. Because again, we get our crap made in China. We get our crap made in Canada and Mexico. So when we run out of bikes, now we got to go beg people to send us some more bikes. No lie, this is a big thing. It's selling to a spinster class. Unattached, you need something to do, here's a bicycle. Unattached, you need something to do, here's a dog. Unattached, you need something to do, let's sell crap to you. Right? Adam and Eve. I'm not going to go any further in that, but you can go look that up. They have record sales of items, of products and services while people are in the Rona. You can look into that at what you will. I won't have to go any further. There is a marketplace for that, right? So I think Kevin was talking about gents. You can rent a gent. There is a app here in Texas called Buddy app. Go look it up. Double check me. I think it's Buddy app. It's where a guy with a truck or somebody with a truck, it could be a woman, but 9 times out of 10, it's gonna be a guy, comes, helps you move something. And you pay them like $20 or $40, depending on how far away you are from the store. 9 times out of 10, it's you picking up something from IKEA. You have a car, and the Buddy app person comes and brings their truck and puts it in their truck. Comes to your house and helps you put it in there. These are real things, people. Why did I make Middleman to Millions class? I made it because so many people are single men, certified bachelor. There's single women, spinsters. There's elderly couples. There's families isolated from each other. And they need somebody to come fix something. And there's nobody to fix something. Like nobody has skills. No man, know how to fix anything. Now I'm gonna give y'all a prime example. If my truckers see this, I'm talking about you and I don't feel bad, okay? 2 of my truckers today, I had one in a truck. It broke down. And I said, what in the world? What did it break down? Go open the hood and tell me what's going on. I don't know nothing about that. I don't have no tools. So one of my other truckers is driving by him in Dallas, Texas. I said, okay, hey, you go stop by and see what's going on while we wait on the guy to come, be the handy roadside mechanic. He goes over there. I called the dealership. I called somebody else and they say, oh, if they just take the battery off, take the top part off the battery and then put it back on and restart the truck, they'll be fine. I was like, great. I call the guys, 2 of them now, not just one of my trucks sitting there, 2 of them. I say, okay, you guys, you just get your tools out the side compartment, open it, pull this top off the batteries, and then put it back on and recrank the truck. Ms. Williams, we ain't got no tools. You ain't got no tools? No, Ms. Williams, we ain't got no tools. All I got is a pocket knife. All he got is a wrench. That's a tool. But it don't work for this. It don't work for this. You're telling me 2 grown black men are out here defenseless, not even a hammer, not even a mallet, not even like a flexi bendy thing to help you pull 2 little twists of 2 little knots off these batteries to pull it off the battery, because it's 4 batteries, and then put it all back on and crank a truck. Nah, Miss Williams, we ain't got no tools. We ain't got no tools. You want me to go to the tool store? What am I getting at the tool store? Did you just ask me what you as a man in your 30s are getting from the tool store to pull? You looking at the battery. You looking at it. What you need? You looking at the battery. I don't know. I'm not certain. I'm going to look on YouTube real quick. I'm going to call you back. You have 2 30-something-year-old black men with children and wives. They didn't know what tool they need to take it's 2 little screws off the batteries and had to go look on YouTube. Y'all, this is why I talk about service businesses. This is why contractors can act a monkey fool and nobody can do anything about it because nobody know what to do. Nobody got no skills. Nobody even have a bag of tools with them on the road. Baby, you on the road. Anything, if you need a hammer, just because you might have to fight a person, you never know. You ain't got no hammer. Y'all, that is certified bachelors, but they married. So you're gonna say, well, Erica, they're married. They're not bachelors, but they're certified no skills. No skills. They can drive a truck. Salute to them. We need truck drivers, but they're grown men who don't have no tools. That's crazy. Now, why am I talking about that? They're advertising to those people, and people protected their categories. And again, that's single men, certified bachelor. Look at you looking good, looking young. You 55 with your gut hanging down to your legs, but you fine. And you age like wine. Look at you with that cologne on. You so fine. They out here selling to the moms. You're a cougar. You're a cougar. And you anybody can want you right now. You're 55, girl, but you're a cougar, girl. They have whole Instagram channels where they're like, can you believe she's 50? And every time I see the picture, I'm like, well, damn, she's way in shape better than me. She can out jog me down the street. Shit, my own mama can jog me out. My mama could jog laps around here. And then she done had back surgery and a neck surgery. And still, she could out jog us when we were 12. She been in the military. But you're still 50, baby. Still 50. No matter. Still 50. And this is something people don't want to hear. And so they sell to these classes. Now, we're going to talk about the middle class. And I don't mean middle just because you live in a nice neighborhood. I mean middle and married. When I talk about these communities building enclaves where you will not live, your little kids won't be there, it's important for you to hear this. Now, I go to a lot of churches that are well-to-do churches, not just poor churches, not just mega churches, but well-to-do churches. They have a kind of system, hierarchy. Here's the marrieds, here's the newlyweds, here's the singles. And the singles help with kid ministry, and the singles help security, and the singles help clean up, and the singles help do this other stuff. Because see, over here, we're building community with our families. They're circling the wagon. Why would a woman with a high-earning man, or even a man who's an engineer in Austin making $110,000, why would she move him all the way out to Hutto? Why would she move him all the way out to Pflugerville? Why would she move him all the way out to Round Rock, where it's nothing but suburbs and this isolated kind of place? So he isn't hanging out by UT College. So he isn't hanging out the tailgates, where he isn't surrounded by young single women, where he isn't even working around young single women. He's out here in the burbs, isolated, right? Even over here, the place I'm trying to move, it's a golf course. All the houses have 3, 4, 5 bedrooms. And it's like, here's the golf course. You ain't even got to go far. Live your dream life. Walk from your home over to the golf course. Drive from your house to the golf course. Take a weekend for yourself, mister, at the golf course. It's people building insulated communities, and healthy communities protect themselves. Unhealthy, dysfunctional communities don't protect themselves. Unhealthy, dysfunctional communities try to do everything themselves, try to go, I am woman, hear me roar. Dysfunctional communities goes, I'm a certified bachelor. Yeah, I'm 52, about broke my ankle, but it's okay. Man, that's not normal. It's not normal. It is not. I know. How dare I? But go watch. Don't believe me. Go watch Aaron Clary. Go watch all these men on the internet. They get the same question over and over again. Hey, man, all my friends are married with kids. They don't hang out with me no more. You know, what I got to do? They all say the same answer. You're going to have to keep finding new community of people like you, because healthy communities, not saying single people aren't healthy and married people are, no, both are healthy. Healthy communities surround themselves with each other. I will tell you right now, when I decided that I was going to overcommit in getting a personal trainer, getting a dietary together, going to join a swim class coming up, joining to go to this rowing class, like all this extra, just hardcore on fitness, hardcore on fixing the diet. People that I hung out with, women in the spinster class, were like, oh, what are you doing that for? For my health? So I can get the best older dude I can get? What do you mean what I'm doing it for? Oh, that's different. You don't want a dog? No, because that'll make me have to come home every night and tie my afternoons with a dog, walking a dog. I've got a business owner right here in this plaza every day at noon. Instead of going to get lunch, she's walking her dogs. 2 of them, 2 old dogs. And they walk slow, taking up all her day. Old dogs. I know a woman right now who's a millionaire, and she's got 6 dogs. And I kid you not, she's got 6 dogs. If I say any more, you'll know exactly who I am, and you'll go to her Instagram and be like, Erica was talking about you. Erica was talking about you got 6 dogs. You're rich, but you got 6 dogs. Again, in her community, it's abnormal for a woman of her age to not be married. It's abnormal. Asians get married. Trust and believe. Okay? Why am I bringing this stuff up? I want you to be alert and aware of what's being sold to you, and that communities are putting the fences around themselves. Every freaking YouTuber I know who's making ranking dough are buying houses. They ain't like, hey, look at my brand new apartment downtown, penthouse apartment downtown. No, they're all saying, hey, look at my house I'm building. Hey, look at this money. I just bought this $500,000 house and I'm renovating it for $200,000. Max Chewing, Go Flux, all these people, because there's natural trends that we levitate going towards. We all get older, we all make decisions, and we all create families, whether we create a family of a community of certified bachelors or whatever, or we create a community of whatever. We all need to talk to people. We all need to have some type of community. Every study shows that. And I bring that up because I want you to understand why you're seeing what you're seeing here on YouTube and why you're seeing certain things be sold over and over again. Even in the single man category, you have a lot of the bro dude businesses, bro dude investing. And I love that you see now men going, hey, I have staff. I'm not traveling in Thailand every day and every year. I'm not living in Bali every day, every year for $20 a day and sleeping with 27 Thai chicks all year. No, I'm not doing that. I'm actually running a real life business in Oklahoma or in Texas or wherever. Even the van life people. You see them doing videos, but they never show you them on the road in the van. It's always the same city, same town with that van. Why do you think that is? Because they bought a house. If I could do a snitch video of people on van life who actually bought a house in Utah and bought a house in Colorado in the middle of nowheres, but still do van life videos like they on the road. If you actually pay attention, they stay in the same area. They go to Salt Lake, Lake Tahoe, Salt Lake, back and forth to Utah. They don't live in that van. But that's another story for another day. People are selling you something that they aren't. And the reason I'm so candid, and there is a box of cookies right here. Look right here. There's a box of cookies right here in my cabinet behind me, is because I'm a real person and I do real life. And I actually invest in the community and I actually volunteer and I actually are part of certain associations, and people in those associations gravitate towards each other. That's just all there is to it. Now, I'm going to read some of your comments. I've been talking an hour. I think I hit most of the points I wrote on this paper. But I want you guys to understand, everybody's saluting this remote work from home stuff. And I want you to understand what's going to happen next is they're going to start cutting your benefits. The insurance company, when I went to go get insurance for my employees and healthcare, was like, oh, are they remote or do they work in the office? I said, well, what's the difference? Well, a lot of companies are starting to go thin on the benefits if everybody works remote. But see, everybody don't realize that's what's about to happen. That, yeah, you can work from home. Oh, baby, you can work from home. We're going to offer you less, though. We're going to offer you $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 less next year. We're going to fire you, hire new people in your position, let them work from home and pay them less. We're going to hire a bunch of people at $50K a year and no people at $100K a year. Now, I'm going to tell you how some of my businesses are structured. My YouTube business will have more of a manager at some point here coming up soon, a person that right now, I'm tell you what I have right now. I have a girl that does graphic design, just going through, clean up all these old videos and thumbnails. I have a person who does advertising towards Instagram. I have a person coming on that will advertise towards YouTube, clean up a lot of the descriptions, fix a lot of the chats, all kind of stuff. Then I'll have a person who all they do all day is follow up, follow up, follow up. That's what conferences, speeches, books, podcasts, all that stuff. Savannah does a ton of that right now, but there's more. There's always is more when you get up to certain levels of income. Flip over to my trucking company. Here we have an office manager. He's a logistics manager. People who come by the office have seen him. And then we have 2 more dispatchers underneath him. Eventually we'll have to add another dispatcher, but they'll be in the office just because. And with that, we have an on-staff mechanic who's also dispatcher part-time. Why do we have those? Because the mechanic can hear something, you can tell him, you can relay things, and then he can call around to cheaper repair shops to get the parts done instead of you going to the big guys. Point blank period. Okay. So that's kind of the trucking company. The job of the logistics manager is for us always to be increasing and getting ourselves dedicated routes. My job at this point, as I started to pull back a little bit, is to get us government contracts. We have a whole young lady who is hired for that position. That's all she does day and night: hunt, transportation, government contracts, connect us with people, book me for events to go to, put on my nice outfit and go, hello, hi, America. Yes, this is my trucking company. Yes, I'll be at a conference for women in trucking. And guess what? Even though there's Rona, they got the conference going. Why? $1 billion industry. All these other little conferences that you guys were signed up to go to and they didn't go through, look at the conference. Look at what it was made of. Look what it does. There were people who were going to tech conferences, packed full of people during the Rona. Why? Because of the amount of money and the power of that industry. Okay? I have a guy on staff now who's a general manager over Texas Ground Zero Project. He's in his 50s. He's a man. And the staff underneath him, by the time they get to him, if he got to call me and tell me something, y'all done burnt the whole 15 acres down. Y'all done set stuff on fire. The difference in having real businesses is you actually give people stuff to do. You actually delegate real work. And every single person in every single company, they keep building on that business. Not only should the amount of work they do pay for their job, okay, you should also 10x your income, right? Somebody's getting paid $2K a month. They need to be bringing in $20K a month in sales. Some way, somehow, or saving you $20K in headache. Some way, somehow. Again, somebody's making $4,000. There's some type of manager. They need to be making you X amount of dollars. But that's we'll do that for another day. But I just want to bring that up, and I want to say this very clearly. You're not going to do all this stuff alone. You're not going to be, I'm woman, hear me roar. I'm actually, if you guys ever meet me in person, I'm kind of like, I don't want to argue with people. I carry my PPP because I can't fight, and I ain't trying to fight. I'm like, please don't beat me up. Boop, boop, boop. Gotcha. Okay. I am going home. Like, I am phasing Erica Williams' face being in here to the house, because that's where I want to be with family and kids. Right? And so you have to build structures so that that makes sense. But y'all pay attention. You'll see the channel as the time goes by. Now, part of why I'm bringing that up is today you need relationships. Not only did I have somebody in Cleveland getting the locks changed on my place, and setting up new parameters and doing all new stuff and working with my property management company, I was at somebody in Detroit doing work. Then I had another person in North Carolina doing work. So every classy climber, if you're in a city that has helped me today, thank you. Shout out to Ron from real estate. Other two did not give me permission to say their name. They have little kids, so I'm gonna be quiet. Thank you, because no one does this all by themselves. No one runs all these big missions by themselves. No one do all this work by themselves. Honestly, I need about 5 more people in this office like yesterday, doing a lot of email work and a lot of small stuff, small tasks. So that's what I had for y'all. I'm gonna read your comments now and wrap it up. Now, if you've liked the content so far, drop a 1 in the comments, please. Drop a 1. It's 375 people here, and I know y'all could have hit the like button, but I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm not kidding. It's a real class. It's a real class. They need something to do. I don't think Texas will turn blue. A lot of people come here from California are actually conservatives. If you actually do a poll of people that come here, it's not all tech guys, and not even all the tech guys are liberal. Somebody said they had an uncle who was light in the loafers. Yeah, that's a way of saying it. That is actually a way of saying it. What did you say? It's bad. Yeah. Listen, I want y'all to listen. Mechanic in the Army, man. Some of these men not even grilling no more. Not even anymore, man. I don't know what they're looking for. Certified with no skills. Certified bachelor. No skills. My family had a rental property. I had to learn how to fix stuff myself to save money. YouTube is your friend as a homeowner. It is. I mean, these are grown men who are both married. And I was actually shocked when I found out they both were married. I was like, somebody married y'all? What the fuck? But one dude's actually a hard worker. If he ever watches this, you're a hard worker. You know you're a hard worker. You kick butt. You take good care of your family. I'm just shocked you ain't got no tools. That's all. New military and the new soldier military don't even know how to cut grass, didn't know how to check the oil or put gas in lawnmower. Alexander, this is what happens when you have all these people living in apartments. They don't even know how to grow their own pots. You know, if you go on YouTube right now, very popular is apartment pottery or apartment, what is it called? It's like apartment, something about plants. And it's a very popular YouTube channel. And I was like, what's going on? But that's it. The people who live in apartments their whole life, now they're stuck in this tiny apartment that they think they so cool in, 500 square feet in Atlanta with some granite countertops, and they bored out their mind because it's too small. Listen, a gun, something. Certified bachelor. Listen, I don't know. Honey, listen, I ain't gonna say what I had to say, but there's some stuff on there. I had to pay this electrician $80 to flip an AC switch in my house. I was hot. Yes, we are clueless these days. Honey, that hurts. Look, man. Look at it. I'm telling you, you guys. I see it every day. I teach appliance repair. The first hour spent showing 40-year-old men how to use a screwdriver, but they do learn quick. I have a shop I am buying. The owners who are in their 60s go, one time the air compressor went out. And so the men are like, we can't even work. The air compressor done went out. He said, what do you mean? You better go grab them wrenches and twist with your arm. Oh my God, twist with my arm. It's stuck. It's stuck. And he literally spent an hour showing them how you use one tool to do the other tool and break it and do all this stuff. Again, these are people who work around semi-trucks all day. And because a tool that made it easy for them, it's almost like they forgot that old skill. I was hospitalized for 3 weeks in May. The women and children in my house didn't know how to unclog a drain. So they didn't use the drain until I got out the hospital and I fixed it my first day back. Y'all, pray for Anthony Bolton. House just clogged full of water. They don't know what to. Celebration Church, Georgetown in Austin, Texas. Actually, Austin Stone is big on saying, we don't want women helping. We want the men, period. It's a very big thing. That's right. Yeah, when it comes to electricity, be careful. Just say the hood. Listen, it ain't always the hood. I lived around white people a lot of my life, and like even those working class neighborhoods, they the white hood. Ain't nobody want to be over there. I remember, I'm gonna tell y'all this, and y'all can be offended. My friend, she's white, and her mother was upset with her because she was dating this boy, and he had he had one of them cars. He souped it up. He just worked with his hands. And she looked at her, and this is kind of the environment I'm from. Just to give y'all a heads up, she said, "Honey, what do you want to do? Throw cookouts at your house every weekend growing up? Want to have all your children by the time you're 20 and live in a trailer?" And I'm busting out laughing because she's being so dramatic. But when I thought about it, when I sat back, even now when I see that guy, he still works at, what do you call it, Jiffy Lube? He a manager though. He a manager. Sorry. He a manager though. And she was trying to prepare her daughter from being in a lower class. And I'll even say this. I had one aunt who's a feminist. And the reason I knew she was a feminist is one time when I was dating this person, she was like, well, you're going to have to get a better job, to help your husband make all this money. And my mom and my other aunts were looking at her like, what? And I literally turned to her and said, if he's a husband, he's going to take care of the bills, period. And I can be home. Now, of course, I'm in my 20s and they're like, oh, you're young. You know what you're talking about. I'm like, but I do. If he needs me to help him pay these bills, then what do I need him for? Right? So again, we were having this conversation and it was just interesting to see how all my aunts looked at her like, no. And she was so dead on like, Erica should get a high paying job and go get her master's degree. And I was like, no, why would I do that? That doesn't make sense. So you got to listen to what people say and look at their life. Again, this is the same aunt who passed up a guy who was really short, who was a lawyer that was making $300,000 a year. She's a nurse. Nurses are crazy. But anyway, that's another story for another day. That's right. You got to Google, man. You got to Google. Dogs are time in muddy pits. I'm telling you. Listen. Honey, they know what time it is. Honey, these wives know. Listen, I had a guy, a consulting call, and I'm not breaking any laws or any disclosures here. He essentially told me, look, I'm leaving. I just want to get enough rental properties to give her half and go on about my business. Now, this man lost 80 pounds, quit smoking, started doing his hair different and dressing different. If you a wife to a man like that, honey, you better get to jogging. He ain't told you he leaving, but he already gone, baby. He done switched it up on you. Now, I will say she was smart enough that she went back to her nursing job 2 times a week and started working out as well because she knew these chicks ain't dumb. They can intuition enough to know, oh, he about to go somewhere. Let me get this weight together. Let me get it tight. I'm just saying. Honey, listen. I mean, she really, I'm just telling you. Oprah has 12. I remember watching a video where Oprah was like, I'm going to get this dog. And Stephen's like, no, we not. And she looked at him like, boy, bye. And it's like, Oprah, damn, you ain't got to do him on camera like that. Listen, people are getting their homes together right now. And they said they might not even deliver one till October. Honey, I have, since the beginning of Rona, been trying to get stuff from IKEA every day. Every other day, getting little items, send them over here, send them over there, send stuff to my nephews, my mom. Every time you go, IKEA is sold out. They sold out. They ain't got it. You got to wait. The delivery's in like August. It's freaking June. It's people fixing those houses. Dang, Eric Ford, NYC's done. Thank you so much, Iggy Six Figures. I appreciate that. That's right. Most people do. They doing fake van life. I'm telling you, they doing fake van life. If I could snitch on people, I would. But I don't want to get copyright strikes. Well, Monique Green, you know what you need to do if you're doing that? You need to email our staff. Every month we get all kind of emails to our email list. If you have any questions, concerns, or need access, email the staff. That means you're not what? Reading our emails. That means you're not reading our emails. So what do you need to do right now? You need to go on admin at Classic Lime. Or no, let's get you right. classiclime@gmail.com. I'm putting it in the chat. If you still paying and you're not in there, you need to be doing what? Reading our emails and talking to my staff. I put it in there. classiclime@gmail.com. Or you can even go to support@classiclimetx.com. They will take care of you. My VAs work very hard to take care of people. All right, so head on up, staff at classiclimetx.com. I'm paying Erica. I'm in there. Okay, hey, paying $10 a month. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you for helping us out. Hit up the emails. Them cookies is banging, but I put them up there as a thing. Ooh, that's interesting. Yes, I think nursing homes will survive, but more people are going to want to keep mama and daddy at home. Trust me. Listen, people are like, Texas, the rates are exploding. It's like a third world country down there. It's going crazy because the Texas in the Rona. Honey, all these tech men wanted to get the blank out of their home. They're going crazy. So these men in tech knew if you go to work, if you want to come to work, we're going to have to test you. So you had all these thousands of people lining up to be tested to get the crap out of their home. See, people won't talk to you about that, but that's the real Texas reason. Go back and actually read the article. Go about 10 paragraphs down, because I know people don't have that attention span, and read that part of the article where 57,000 men were trying to go back to work in tech sector, and all these people tested positive. So they said, take your A back home. You can't come in here to come to work. I'm telling you right now, Wells Fargo in San Antonio had 150 people at different call centers sick. Guess what? Everybody else still kept showing up to work. Still kept showing up to work. Why? Because people don't want to be home. They don't like their kids that much. They don't like their wife that much. Every time people are like, I love my kids. I do so much for my kids, Erica. You don't understand because you're not a mom. You know, my kids is my life. Well, why your kids over your grandma's house every day? Why your kids over your daddy's house every day? Why your kids at their dad's house every weekend and Monday through Friday? Come on, baby. Just tell the truth and shame the devil now. We all know. Boom. Thank you. Thank you so much, Grants Transportation. I appreciate it. Listen, teach some babies at home. And I want to address this. Somebody in the comments said, well, you can't be a homemaker or a stay-at-home wife if you weren't raised by one. This is that argument from those single men that are delusional and those certified bachelors that are just unhealthy. They can't marry somebody. This isn't a shaming tactic. This is truth. Where you had a series, like 80% of women in the 80s in short periods went to work. So you're talking about a generation of 2 generations in a row now at this point, where moms haven't been home, but yet stay-at-home moms went up 13% in the last 10 years. So these people just magically don't know what to do. They don't know that they have to go home and cook food and clean up. That's crazy. Even though right now I can go on any Pinterest channel, any YouTube channel, and there's just a massive selling audience of stay-at-home tips for moms, stay-at-home tips for kids, stay-at-home tips for cooking. Nah, you don't know how to be a stay-at-home wife, so you have to work. This is the poverty pimp talking. This is a man who does not want to do more because if I have to work more and you get to stay home, that's not fair. Stay away from that person. Every man in Austin I've talked to literally said, hey, yeah, that's cool. You're making all that money on YouTube. I'm going to pay the mortgage and you can pay these bills, these other bills. Why? Because that's a natural order of things. And these were black men. This is just me. You did white men. No. They were black men. Black men, a judge and an engineer. The guy before that was Hispanic and a musician. And even he was like, I'll go get a more serious music job if we're serious. Come on, baby. There's a natural order to things. And when you have a whole community of people celebrating, I will not work harder, she will work harder. And again, I'm not making this up. Every study shows women in their 30s are having heart attacks, strokes, dying, literally stressed out, going to school, going to work. They can't do it all because naturally, what would you be doing? Don't take my word for it. Go look up all these fibroid channels where all these black women, they've been working their whole life getting fibroids, eating bad foods, getting fibroids, overweight, getting fibroids. Because the level of work you're doing increases your testosterone. Every 4 hours of work women do increases their testosterone. So the average woman's at work, 8 hours in a day. Then she come home and she cook. She come home, she do some other stuff. So when people are sitting here making it like, well, stay-at-home moms is unrealistic. It's realistic for a woman to have a heart attack and stroke early in life? No, baby. I've set up every business here that if I fall magical pregnant tomorrow, I will, and I mean magical, I'll be out of this bitch. Hey, managers, do what you do. Staff, do what you do. Call me. I'll be in my house. I'm going to decorate the study in a painting, and I'm going to do videos from there. I'm going to do my video Zoom chats in the morning from there. I'm going to be at my house. Call me if you need me. Have a great day. You are now in charge. Honey, trust me, many a business owner and many mastermind I've been in has showed me how to set up every step of the way. I worked for a woman who made $12 million selling to the military. Old girl left her first husband. I mean, she said she didn't cheat, but we like, come on now. She left her first husband and got with a super alpha male, 50-something-year-old retiring military man. And he helped her run that sales company. If you Google it, you might find what I'm talking about, but I'm be quiet because I don't want her to sue me. Anyway, but she was with a nerdy, soft guy who didn't care. Well, I don't care about her business. It's not important. Then when her business made that $10 million and she started getting up out the dough, then he started caring. Why? because there's natural orders and natural cycles to things. She just found a man who stepped in the natural cycle of helping her with her business and helping her manage her life. I know. I'm just some crazy girl on the internet telling you to make more money and create legacy for your family, but that's just me. Let me see what else y'all got in here. I ain't gonna keep y'all all night long, but I just want to see what y'all talking about up here. Oh, thank you for the super chats, y'all. Oh, look, internet's not letting me put my emails in there. Uh-oh, YouTube's a hater. Let me see what y'all got going on in here. Oh my gosh, so many comments. Honey, I need advice. Where can I find a military man? Honey, just go dress pretty and go in a bar in a military town. They're everywhere. Yeah, Andre Hatchett, I think, is taken. He is taken at this point. He posted pictures on the internets to the internets. That's what's up. See, look, Tay-Tay, I'm going to tell you right now, Tay-Tay, 1990, if you are at a pimp, pool, preacher, church, hood, rat, terrible, non-foundational church, yes, there are too many women. Every church I've stepped into, it is 50% men or more than 50% men. Even T.D. Jakes corrected people. He said on TV, you think I have a bunch of women in here, but actually I have 53% men, 47% women. T.D. Jakes, mega church. T.D. Jakes, Joel Osteen, several of these churches. People are trying to convince you that ain't no men in these churches, ain't no men in these churches. Honey, you're talking about black little hood rat churches. Let me be very clear. Don't go to no church if it seems out of whack. If there's no staff mandating, every church I've been to has had a staff, an executive person that does the accounting, a person on staff, people that make sure things are done, a lot of different steps. Not just we created this Tuesday. Please put money in the pool pit today, and we're gonna take it and go buy a Range Rover. No, not that kind of church. See, a lot of y'all unfortunately have attended those churches because your mother decided to seek her own level. Let's say that again, and I know you're gonna dislike me, and I'm not scared. Your mother went where it was comfortable. Because remember those classes I was talking about? Middle class, spinster class, low income delusional class, and single men class. I go to a lot of churches where are full of men. There's even a thing here in Austin where they have men retreats, where they go shooting and hunting and all kind of stuff. Very popular. Lots of men in those churches. So if you go to a church and it's 87% women, you need to get up out your chair and you need to leave. Because there's something wrong with the balance there. And I mean that. Okay, that's what I had to say. Oh, dang. AM1, I'm going to screenshot this. Charles Oakley, been married. Be respectful. Be respectful at all times of my married friends. I'm going to do that face again. Okay, because I think that's funny. Anyway. Honey, that's terrible. Tasha Daniel, I don't want a lot of people. Again, when I tell people that I dated a judge, I dated an engineer, the guy before that was a high qualified, and I met them all through the associations and the events and the volunteering and other married friends putting us together. Like, it depends on who your circle is. If you're in a circle of people and no one's encouraging you of growth, you need a new circle quickly. Something's wrong. And healthy communities protect themselves. Now, unhealthy communities protect themselves too. How? They make you feel bad. Like, you talking white, you dressing this way, that's weird. Conform. Okay, what are you conforming to? Look around. Is anybody really successful or happy where your circle is? I remember talking to this guy and he was saying he hadn't been able to see his mom in 6 months because he didn't have the money. And I thought, how bad in America do you have to be living that you can't pay for a $200 flight? Or you can't drive 10 hours. His mom lived 10 hours away. That's bad. And we have people who are doing bad in America and they don't. This is just the wake-up call for how bad they're doing. The reason all these people are getting dogs and cats and games and trying to find something to do with their day, because they haven't pushed themselves to the next level living. And it doesn't have to necessarily be a family. Some of y'all don't want kids. Some of y'all would probably beat a kid. Y'all don't need them. But you need to have some more purpose in life. Uh-oh, Kevin starts in 12 minutes. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm getting ready. I'm getting out of here. South Austin truckers support North Austin truckers. What's up, Trucker Maeve? Thank you for the $20 super chat. Come by the office. Hit me up. Hit my staff up. Come by the office. How do you plan? Call prenup. Listen, that is how they planned. Honey, it is. It is, but then there's levels to it. Because I've seen beautiful women in their late 40s and 50s. And I mean, yeah, you beautiful, but you're going to get married to like Joe that's 60 and can basically share his military retirement with you. Oprah won't never get married, okay? Come on now. Honey, I have a friend. He goes to the gym at 5 a.m. He was looking for a couple years for a while. He got one, though. Thank you so much. Listen, if I can get in a boat this weekend, that's what's up. That's right, Big Willie. They never do. Oh my God, yeah, isn't that crazy? All these people stayed locked down and then they went to work they are still positive. Listen, LG, look, some of you introverts, I want you to be at home, but also I'm kind of concerned for some of you introverts. I feel like I feel like some of y'all, you hermits, okay? I'm just a little concerned. If you die, will somebody know to knock on the door in 3 days? That's all I'm asking. I just don't want you in there with the dog eating your leg because he's hungry. That's all. Honey, the Mormon mommy bloggers, they're making a killing. My friend is a Black woman married to a half Asian, half white man. She's a mommy blogger and works for Oprah now. Okay, honey, anything is possible. Listen, I'm about to make a t-shirt. If somebody beats me to it, then you beat me to it. But I'm about to say I'm sick of poverty pimps, okay? Ashley Williams, you done asked that question 14 times. Cut it out. Cut it out right now. You're in timeout. Thank you. Honey, they do. Oh, you are Eric. I didn't know if it was Erica. What's up, Eric Williams? Hey, long way. I think I know what you're talking about. Hormones be out of balance. Listen, this is a real thing. Thank you so much for the content. I know Kevin's on. I'm going to get ready to wrap it up. Honey, not your girl. When I talk to my therapist, I'm like, I'm just trying to figure out how to go home. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. If that guy comes back around, I'm going to say yes and go sit down. I'm done with y'all. Yo, listen. Yo, that's a t-shirt. Don't y'all steal that. I know you're already ready to steal it. Honey, it's ridiculous. You know how many calls I got out of 6,000 people that called and was like, what did they say? They were like, I didn't expect my wife to go home. I didn't expect to have to pay both bills. And I got a lot of calls like that. And I was like, honey, ain't you a husband? Didn't you think she was going to get pregnant? Isn't that a part of life? They're just like these women call Kevin's show and don't realize how much it costs to live. These men don't know either. But at least they try. Only miracle. It's only by a miracle of water and air. Never that. I'm so dead. Y'all are terrible. Oh, y'all are terrible. Y'all are absolutely out of control. I gotta get out of here. Y'all stupid. Y'all so. Oh, I can't. Y'all are too much. No, the lockdowns were never worth it. That's why I kept telling you, Texas never went home. They put out an article the first day. I even gave it to Glendon Cameron and everybody else. I said, listen, this is what the article says. 80% of jobs, you guys can still go to work. And then all of a sudden they're like, well, no, y'all can't go to work. See, I'm like, no, we still at work. Boom. Exactly. Listen, right there. If you don't get nothing else from this show, go where there is growth and movement. Churches that have children and teenagers, communities that always have construction, people always on the cutting edge. If that environment is dead, there is a graveyard, honey. I'll do a whole show about associations. Hey, go check out Kevin Samuels. Honey Junior League. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes. Total hermit. Something wrong. Y'all are wilding out here. Honey, when I hear, listen, and every time I've heard a man talk, he is effeminate in nature. I've never heard a man talk about he want his wife to work while she's pregnant. Just feminine. I've never heard masculine men say that. Never. 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 So anyway, all right, you guys. Listen, I love y'all. Y'all are good. Protect yourself. Poverty pimps protection. I'm gonna make that a t-shirt for real. I'm not playing. All right, you guys. This is your girl Erica, Classy Clown Blog. I'm out of here. You guys have a blessed evening. Thank you for supporting this channel. Thank you for supporting the chat. Thank you for supporting everything I do. I appreciate a lot of y'all. Salute.